Hello, it's Joe again, and I'm going to continue to tell you about Japan. Uh, so there's, of course, things that I've not yet mentioned. Usually I try to stay positive, like I told you about the IR port and stuff. But during the orientation for ALTs before I came here, they told us to expect to experience culture fatigue, not culture shock. Culture shock is the old word. Because it isn't shocking. You don't come here and think that everything's different. It takes you a while to really learn the differences. Like, I mean, of course, differences aren't bad. Like, the food's different, but it's delicious. And like the phones, they have IR ports, and American phones don't. But there are some things that after a while. Kind of get on your nerves. So I want to tell you about the top 4 things that get on my nerves in Japan. These are actually in no particular order, but I can tell you that pretty much the culprit of all these 4 things, the prime culprits, are the old ladies, the old obasans. But let me just go on. First thing, they really like to stare at you. They've never seen a white person before. At least they act like they've never seen one before. So I remember one time I was with some friends, some gaijins, some foreigners, and we were walking down the street, and we passed an old woman. And she didn't just like look at us as we walked by. She stopped walking and stared at us as we walked down the street. She continued to stare at us until we were out of sight. She stared at us for almost a minute. It's crazy. So yeah, that can get a little annoying because you can't just go shopping and blend in with the crowd because everyone just looks at you. So yeah, that's one thing. Next thing. Okay. In America, might be different in, let's say, Britain. In America, we drive on the right side of the road. So when we walk down the sidewalk, we tend to walk on the right side of the sidewalk, so that way nobody runs into each other. Maybe in Britain, since you drive on the left side, you walk on the left side. I actually don't know, but tell me, because I'm interested. But here, it's there's no order. It's just craziness all the time. You have to be on your toes. I've lived in cities pretty much my whole life. And so I understand, like, there's some body movements and stuff that you can watch people, like, as you walk down the street, if you're walking in someone's path, there's like, you can tell which way they're going to go, and usually it's right. But here, it's just craziness, and at first I thought it was me. First I was like, oh wow, I guess they walk on the left side, and so I tried walking on the left side, and that didn't work either. It's just chaos. And so that makes just walking down the street use up a little bit more concentration than I'm used to. I'm not used to having to dodge. So that's 2. 3, which is in the same category, is when you're walking downstairs and people are walking upstairs. People walking upstairs will, not everyone, but usually the obasans, the old ladies, will keep their heads down. By doing this, they remove all responsibility from themselves to have to dodge you. It completely relies on you. Even if you're halfway down the stairs and they just started walking up, they won't do the glance up to see who's coming and pick a side. Maybe they'll glance up and just see that you're walking right at them and just put their head down and walk, and so you have to dodge them. I have friends that actually physically push them out of the way. I like to think I'm a little bit nicer than that, so I just kind of give them a nasty look, which they never see because they have their heads down. So that's 3. 4th, the last one. I should really write this stuff down. The last one is how, when you are boarding the train, Japanese people are extremely courteous. They're always courteous. They bow, they say thank you, they say welcome. It's a very, very nice feeling to always be thanked and bowed to. But all courtesy goes out the window when you travel. When you're getting on the subway, there's no lines. You don't get in line. You fight. It's like lion cubs fighting over food, I guess. But once that door opens, it doesn't matter if you're in the front of the line. If somebody can push you out of the way, if you're not strong enough, you will be at the end of the line very quickly. So that is the fourth thing. You gotta be on your toes. So I guess that's the thing about Japan. Usually, back in the States, I could walk and just like not even pay attention. But here, you gotta be on your toes, or you're gonna miss your train, or you're gonna push an old lady down the stairs accidentally, or yeah. So those are the four things that the main annoyances of Japan. My next vlog, maybe I'll do my 4 favorite things of Japan. Maybe. But I actually learned how to say good night, so I guess suminasai.